All right, we are live for FusionCast episode 10. I'm your host Fusion64 along with my co-host Rebel Blood 80. What's up, buddy? We made it to episode 10. Double
What's
digits.
happening? Get back to me when we're at episode 100.
I don't think I'm surprised we made it to 10. So I don't know. 100 might be a while.
Yeah, we're putting in a pretty good pace, though, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Started at a good time. The, although there was really nothing that happened this week. What do you think?
I
Kind of a
wasn't going to
boring
make it.
week.
I was thinking about calling off this weekend, or
Right.
this week.
Yeah. Before we get started, I took a trip to the flea market this weekend, and I was a little disappointed. It was not a good week for Wii pickups, not at all. I did manage to snag though Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam
Is that the one that
for
came with the peripheral with the skateboard?
no, I'm pretty sure. I think this is the first one that came out like towards the Wii launch or at the Wii launch actually. I think that is. It was $2, so I'm like, okay, why not?
Have you played it yet?
I have not. And then I'm kind of disappointed in myself, but there was a guy that's selling Red Steel 2 for
Oh,
$25.
that's the better performing one.
Yeah, for $25, and I'm like, oh man, I've seen it for like 15 certain places, so I didn't buy it, and now I'm kicking myself, even though I wouldn't have played it. So,
I don't think that game's that hard to find.
I think the second one kind of is harder to find than the first one. I actually booted up the original Red Steel like when I got my Wii. Was it last year or 6 months ago or something like that? And yeah, that game is rough to play. It controls awfully.
And that one was before the Wii Motion Plus, right?
Yeah, yeah. The aiming is so bad. I'm like, it can't be that bad. I'm like, oh yeah, it's that bad. Because I played it at launch, but it's been so long, and I'm like, oh man, yep, it's bad.
Well, I too went to a place, but I didn't buy anything.
No,
I was mainly just looking around. I went to Disc Replay.
I love disc replay. My kids love it too because they have tons of toys there too.
They do, and I was looking at some of those toys, and I was like, "Shit, I should have held on to some of the stuff I had. It might be worth some money." I had some very early Todd McFarlane toys,
Oh,
and I think I had a couple that were still in the packages and stuff like that. And seeing some of the stuff that was there, I was like, "Oh man!" Because I just gave it to a friend of mine, a former coworker, and he was big into the toys and stuff like that, and he was all about displaying them. I'm like, "Okay, man, here you go." I had a bunch of Final Fantasy. I think it was 8 figurines.
okay.
They were super cool. They had like a Bahamut and Yojimbo and like all the summons. They
Oh,
were super cool, and I just gave those things away just to clear up room.
nice.
Now, I don't know. They might have been worth more than I thought.
Yeah, my youngest likes plushies, so he likes all like the Mario, the Nintendo plushies. So like seeing all those there. We have a bunch of them. Uh, yeah, they have a ton of old stuff there. I like looking at. They're a
They did
little on
have
the
some
pricier
stuff.
side.
They are, and there was some stuff there that I really wanted to get, but I just passed it up just because I don't know. Maybe I should have got it, but I can't imagine Super Smash Brothers Brawl is that hard to come by.
Yeah, probably not. I feel like that sold like 30 something million copies. I think that's the
Yeah,
Wii.
and
Is
then they
that the
had
Wii one? Yeah, right.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Wii exclusive one. And then they had Mario Kart there, and I was like, I could really use Mario Kart on my Wii.
Yeah.
And then there was a bunch of just trash. I saw a football game, and I was like, oh, that might be kind of cool to see how that performs on the Wii. It was only like $3, but I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna hook up my Wii anytime soon. So that would just be a waste of money.
I got the Jordan 2K game on Wii with when I got that stuff last year, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And I played it, and I'm like, ooh yeah, this is bad.
It's how I imagine that football game was gonna be.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the one by us actually had Resident Evil 4 for a pretty reasonable price. But I was with my kids. I
Yeah, they
didn't
had
buy
that
it.
there too, and I was like, that was another one I wanted to pick up was Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, because that's actually good with the Wii pointer controls. So
But I passed on it.
yeah,
I don't know. I
that's
don't think I'm
okay.
ready to start collecting for the Wii.
That's okay. If I get good deals, I'll collect for the Wii. But I'm not going. I'm not paying like a premium for any of this stuff.
Yeah, but now's just an all-around bad time to be collecting
Ooh,
retro video games at all.
yeah,
COVID really did a number on the retro video game market.
right, totally.
I mean, I could sell some of the stuff I have for premium right now, but I'm not big on selling the stuff either.
Yeah. So I only played really one game this week. So I'm not gonna be.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
have
was it
much
Tony?
to.
It wasn't Tony
It
Hawk's
wasn't
Downhill
Tony
Jam,
Hawk's
was it?
Downhill Jam. No, unfortunately, no. I played more than that. I played some Fortnite, but I mean, there's nothing new to report on that. And yeah, the only other game I played was Zelda. What about you? I'm sure you played about a few games, right?
I actually did play a few, but there's one game that has taken over my life, and that is Zelda.
Farming Simulator 28.
No, did that come out?
No, I don't know.
Do I need to go buy it?
No, I don't think so. Oh, my
I think
dog.
there is a new farming simulator
I think there
game
is too. Yeah.
that just released.
Yeah.
Now, last weekend I started playing, and I was trying to complete it because I didn't think it was going to be that long. Uh, Dante's Inferno,
Okay.
and I got really far into it, and it just kept getting worse the further I got into it. The platforming started becoming more and more jank, and the secrets were more trouble than they were worth. So I don't know if I'm going to go back and actually beat that. I can't imagine I'm too far from the end.
You've got too much other good stuff on your plate to play right now. Plus, you got
Especially right now, yeah.
and plus you got Diablo coming up here in a couple weeks, don't you?
I do.
So,
Microsoft just charged me for that.
oh yeah, you better just forget about Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. And you know what? I have some points sitting on my account, and I thought that they might take the points first and then charge me. No, they charged me the full amount, so I still got
Oh,
points sitting on my account.
gotcha.
And then I played. What else did I play? Really didn't play too much because, oh yeah, I played some more Monster Hunter Rise because I want to get into that. It's just hard to go at it by yourself.
Right. Are you
And then
PC or Xbox?
I have it on Xbox and PC. I'm further along on the PC, but I was playing this in the bedroom on the Xbox and just doing simple little gathering quests in there before bed a couple nights ago. And yeah, that's a good game. It's a really good game. And did what?
It is a good game. Yes, I have to start it on PS5. Even though I have a
Oh, you
Switch,
did?
I haven't. I bought it. I haven't started it yet, but
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting it on Switch too.
I have it on Switch. I need to get to it on PS5 at 60. It might be nice.
Oh, it's very nice at higher FPS.
Yeah,
But I also thought it would be a good game on the go though too.
it is a good game on the go. Yeah, it does look
Or
nice
like
on the OLED
vacation.
screen. Yep, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's where what it's made for originally, really, on the go. No, or for a long time at least.
This game, yeah, that
This
came
game,
out on the
yes,
Switch before
yeah.
anything else. Came out on the Switch, then
Well, I'm talking
PC.
originally, like it was a PSP game for a long time, then a 3DS
No, it was
game.
a PlayStation 2 game, the original.
The original, okay.
Yeah, and then the sequels went to the PSP for the
Yeah.
longest time.
Then there was one on Wii, but I don't know, was that a port?
It was a port of the third one, I think.
Yeah, Monster Hunter
I have that
Tribe.
game. I think that game goes for a good amount. That's one of the few Wii games I have.
Yeah.
And then there was a 4 on the Wii U, I think.
Hmm.
And I may or may not have that one.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, that 3 on the Wii was good. I really like that.
Yeah.
And the final game I played this week and I recommend nobody ever play this game. I don't even know why it's still for sale. Frogger 2.
Oh.
Game is disgustingly bad.
I imagine it's not very good.
It is terrible. Frogger's okay, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just an old classic arcade game, and once you do a round, you understand what's going on. This game is just terrible. It's like Flash, where it's like a Windows browser game. It's just gross and feels bad, and I can't believe I spent a like dollar on it.
So
But that's
let's get into Zelda. Let's hear your thoughts on Zelda.
worst game ever.
Worst game? Yeah, it's bad. It's awful, isn't
Now let's end this call so I can go play it some more.
it? Where do you think you're at hours wise on it?
Um, it doesn't have an in-game time tracker, does it?
I think it's after 10 days maybe because I just got mine like a day or two ago or three. Like if you go to the system level under your profile.
Because yeah, it doesn't have any sort of playtime when you look at your
I checked.
files to load.
I checked on yours and it wasn't up yet. So because it'll tell me how many hours you played on it.
Yeah, I don't really know, but I'm playing it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm playing it on my lunch. I'm playing it on my breaks.
Oh man.
It's it's good. I personally think it is better than the first game.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's in every way it's better than the first game. Now I don't know if it has the same impact though. This is my only issue with it. Just
I
just because it's like, well, you just keep going on, and I want you to talk for a while about it. You're off of the like the basically the starter like tutorial island, right?
Oh, I'm still playing while we're talking here, so I
Okay.
can tell you. Yeah, I'm down on the normal, the the old game, the Breath of the Wild map,
Yeah.
and I haven't really done too much of the storyline, so we can keep this kind of spoiler free in the podcast.
Right.
Mainly, what I've been doing is journeying around and unlocking shrines. Not even doing them, just getting them to use them as fast travel points and
Okay.
unlocking the towers. And I've
Yeah.
got what do I got left? One, two, three, four. I've got 5 towers to go.
Oh, okay. So you've got a decent amount of towers unlocked, right?
Yeah, most of them.
Okay.
There's there's got to be like 12 towers or something like that.
That's a pretty interesting way to do it. Is just to go around and just get all that stuff fast travel unlocked, and then never even thought about that.
That's the way I play most games.
I'm like, ooh, 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 there's a carrot over there. Ooh, there's a carrot over there. Ooh, ooh, there's a carrot over there. And then and I'm like, I forgot what I was doing.
I, that's kind of the same way I play. Like if I find a place that looks interesting, I'll go and I'll look around it a little bit, but I don't sit there and try to figure out any puzzles or in it for very long because I figure it's going to be tied to the storyline, right?
Yeah,
Anything that looks big and involved is probably going to be tied to the storyline.
you need to do like the first couple story missions so you can get the glider unlocked.
Yeah, I made the mistake of not doing that,
Yeah.
and I went to a field where the old lady from the first game, from the one of the first
Oh
villages you
yeah,
go
I
to in
did
the
the
first
same
game.
thing. I did the same thing, and then you get up there, and she's like, "Okay, well, you can just jump off," and I'm like,
Yeah, what are you
the
crazy,
same
lady?
thing.
I got
Yeah.
no way
And
down.
I'm like, whoa, hey, yeah, because I skipped that one and went to hers first. I'm like, oh, I want to see some story here, and yeah, same thing happened to me. Yep, and I'm like, all right, well, we got to figure out how to get the glider here.
Yep, instantly went back, got the glider,
Okay,
and then that made traversal so much easier. I do know there's an ability that you could get that makes gliding even easier, which I think I'm going to work on next.
there's one there, yeah, that makes you go faster.
Yeah, you get like a
Yes,
boost.
yeah, yeah, that's the first one that I went to. Uh, and then I'm kind of working on one of these side quests that unlocks the noise thing for the shrines. So
Oh yeah, I should do that too because I'm still not looking at any maps or anything like
I
that.
haven't gotten it yet, but Oh, I can get it. Just have to get to where it's at now. You have to. It's like one of the side characters that's in that main like little first little hub where the first tower is.
Right. I'll
So
get to that.
yeah, I so that's useful.
But I'm currently going around the world blind, and then if I just see the little swirls, I'm like, oh, a shrine.
Yeah.
That means fast travel, so I just beeline it for the
Can
shrine. I don't even take a look and see what's involved with the shrine. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I go out right away. Like I walked into one, and it was like, okay, all your equipment and armor's gone. Defeat all the enemies. I'm like, oh, what the hell? No.
so
I have
have you
three
done
hearts.
have you done any of them then other than the ones that are on the first island?
I've done a couple. I've got
Okay.
enough to get me some hearts and some stamina.
Okay. Did you what was I just gonna say? I didn't even know that you could fast travel to them without before
You gotta touch them. You gotta open up the door, and then you can fast
Oh,
travel to them.
okay. All right, yeah. Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. How do you like the new
Yeah.
abilities?
I am finally getting accustomed to them. It
Yeah.
took me a while. I was trying to brute force everything, and then I did watch a few videos. Nothing really like spoiler like, but I did watch some where people were like, "Oh yeah, if you do this, like you could grab one of those planks with the manipulation ability
Yeah.
and kind of move it and then drop it
And then rewind.
and
Yeah.
then rewind
Yeah.
time on it and give yourself a way to boost up and stuff like that.
I
It's
think I
making traversal so much
I
easier.
think I found that on a video too. I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
And then I'm running into other problems where I over engineer everything. At the beginning of the game, you know, when they give you that first raft with the first wind
Yeah.
machine, and you're expected just to build a simple little raft and go across on it. Well, I built a way overpowered raft because I used all of the wind devices there. Made this big mammoth thing, and it was landlocked. So I used the manipulation, and I got off of it, and I was about to move it forward, and one of those damn robots threw a rock at me, missed me, but hit the raft, which dislodged the raft. So it like jetted across the river without me, and I had nothing left to build there. So
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, some of those the stuff you can build is really neat.
it is, and I spend too much time building, I think. I'd be a lot further along in the game if I didn't build so much.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, let's see. Why is this not
What
working?
about you? What are your thoughts on it?
I am somewhere. Oh, I got the wrong file here. I am somewhere between it being one of my favorite games of all time and I've been there, done that.
Really, because of the first game?
Yes, because I played so much of it.
Ah, see, I don't. I played a lot of it, but I never beat it, so I don't think I'm like burnt out on it.
Yeah. So like I do have these moments, and there's a lot of moments where I'm like, this game is absolutely amazing, brilliant, and then like wander around for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting a little bit bored. And then 5-10 minutes later, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then I get like, oh yeah, I've done this all before, blah blah blah. So like, yeah, I'm somewhere in between there. That's why I said like it feels like it doesn't have the impact maybe that the first game had because everything was brand new, the whole world, the art style, the enemies, the abilities, like the whole structure of the game was brand new as to where like there's a lot there. There's a lot that's new in this game, but it's still built on the same foundation, kind of.
I was a little worried about it being the same world map and stuff too, but I think they did enough to make the world different. Like the addition of all these caves is amazing. The first game
Yeah,
should have had
right.
all these little side caves and everything.
Right. Yeah, that is really cool. You know what though? I did hear one show that I was watching this week did give a good criticism of that, like, how You would always in like 2D Zelda games, you'd always like blow up like a hole to get into a cave, and you always found something good in there. Where it's like some in these, it's not always good. Like sometimes there'll be a chest with like a bomb or like 5 arrows, and it's like okay. But there are those creatures that are in the caves. I don't know if you've come around those that you got to collect. They're like boobles or something like that.
Oh yeah, I got probably around 10 of those.
Yeah. Uh, but like yeah, the caves are awesome. The Have you gone down below in the depths yet?
I've not. I've been avoiding that
Okay.
because I didn't think I was strong enough.
No, you can go down there. But it's part of a mission, so you might as well just wait to do that mission. But yeah, like that's awesome. Like yeah, I mean, I played dude well over probably 150 hours of Breath of the Wild, and like yeah, the landmarks are about the same, but like I feel like a lot of the stuff in between is different. But it's still the same process of or mostly the same process of going from point A to point B and doing a lot of the same things. Which, but I mean, I love the game. Still think it's great.
I actually think the puzzles are better in this one because of the building mechanics, because of things like momentum and stuff like that. I did a puzzle where I had to join two cogs together so they both spin at the same time. And then I had to fix a platform so that way it caught the cog on its way around and would boost me up to finish the shrine. It was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. The puzzles in this are really cool. I feel like what they do here is give you like there's more than one way to solve the puzzle. You know,
Right.
it's not just like yeah. So like sometimes you can just break it and solve it however you know. So
But I'm also falling into the same problem of how do I actually begin to do this? Like
mm.
there's a tower that you unlock. You have to get through the top of the tower down into the tower to unlock it.
Oh really?
And I was sitting there scratching my head like, how am I going to do this? I sat there for like 10 minutes the other night and I'm like, I don't see a way. There's no way. I don't have enough stamina. I can't climb it. I'll have to come back. And I jumped on the game before the podcast today and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and wait a minute. And sure enough, one of those rocks just fell out of the sky nearby. And I'm like, no problem. Jumped on the rock, rewound time, flew up into the sky, and then jumped off and just kind of fell right into the hole.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. What do you think about how like the whole tower mechanic like is compared to like the first game where you're just climbing like a Ubisoft style tower and
I
then you
hated
unlocks
that.
that. Like this is at least it's something kind of cool like where you know they strap you on with this like plug to your pad and it's a neat little difference that they have here.
Not only that, but it also gives you momentum and movement throughout the map because of it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Because you could go back there and you launch yourself up into the sky and you move way faster in the sky than you do on land.
Yeah. There's
It's just,
one of the towers uh like it's broken and there's like a guy somewhere nearby you have to find him and help him out and he comes and unlocks it, which is pretty cool because like I got to it, I'm like, oh well, let me press the button on this, and it's the screen is like flickering on the little thing where you press A to examine. So like yeah, have you done any? There's a lot of side quests in this game too, man.
there is.
A
I'm
lot of cool
collecting a lot of
stuff.
them, not really doing them unless I stumble across the ending of it while I'm out adventuring.
Do you ever like help the guy? Have you helped the guy fix his sign yet?
Oh, I've done that a ton.
Yeah,
I
I
really like
love
doing
that.
that.
That's awesome. It's the same thing. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, let's do this. I stop and fix. I help him on every one. It's so cool. Something
And I try to
stupid
get
like that.
creative on how I help them too.
Yeah, something stupid like that. But it's fun. That's like my one of my favorite parts of the game is that thing.
And
So
then there's other times where I've gone to help him, and if you fail in helping him, sometimes the materials you use disappear, and it almost made one of the ones I was doing impossible.
oh yeah, I've never come
Yeah,
across the materials disappearing yet. So what do you think about the weapon fusing?
it's all right.
Yeah,
It's not as big as a game seller as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be super cool, and you're just basically doing short-term buffs
Yeah, basically.
on your weapons
You
and
do
stuff like
find
that.
you do find a lot more stuff later on to where like it makes your weapons a lot stronger. But they still break fairly easily though. So yeah, I enjoying it. I love it. I still don't think it's beaten Resident Evil 4 for my game of the year yet, and I think I my counter says 35 hours, which I feel like that's kind of high. I feel like I'm only like 25, but maybe I am 35. Uh, just because of how good Resident Evil 4 was, and it was nonstop, amazing, basically the whole way through. Which is surprising.
I think this is going to be my game of the year so far.
If you told me that like, oh, I don't know if Zelda's gonna be a game of the year, like, yeah, right, get out of here. But I do the story. Once you do the story, you'll see the story is much better. At least, I mean, even when you start the game, there's actually way more story.
There is, and there's a lot more. It's a shame Link doesn't. Well, I don't know if I want Link to talk.
Right? Yeah,
Right,
because Zelda's awful in this game. Her voice actor does a bad job in here.
but he's such a blank, emotionless. He's like a mannequin,
Yeah.
and that kind of feels off. But I do like how everyone else talks. I like how there's way more voice acting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying this game thoroughly. I
Good.
don't know if I'll be able to go back and beat the original now because of this.
Yeah, yeah. It probably makes the original really tough to go back to, don't you think?
Yeah, because these abilities are super fun.
Yeah, totally. I'm trying to think of anything that I really miss. Stasis maybe on some of these. I've gotten to some hard guys where like it'd be nice to have the stasis.
Just having a bomb at all times too kind of miss
I
that.
always have bombs. They're
Yeah,
the
the
flowers are all
plants.
over the place.
I run low on them though.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have some good tips though. The ice fruit
The ice what?
freezes ice fruit.
Yeah.
You just grab it and throw it at enemies, and it just freezes them, and then you could wail on them.
Oh, okay.
Same with the
I
fire
forgot
fruit.
about
I go,
that. I mean I have the from like the blob guys, but
yeah, if you hold down the right bumper and then hit up on the D-pad, whatever you select will then appear in your hand, and when you release the right bumper, it throws it.
yeah, because there's down below it's completely dark, so you have to get all those like light up plants, and you have to like throw them to make your way, basically.
Oh yeah, that's another reason why I was avoiding going down there is because I am very low on arrows, and the game tells you to use arrows to do that. I didn't think about
I
just chucking them.
I would when I went down there, I started getting low in arrows, and I'm like, oh, maybe you can just chuck it. And yeah, sure, you can chuck it. So yeah, that's what I started doing my last run down there. So
Very
yeah,
interesting.
that's it. It's a great game. Uh, Excited to keep playing more, but that's all I've been playing this week is just that. Really, that it for you?
Well, yeah, the other games that I played, but I didn't own this when I was playing those, so
Okay. It's consumed your time, huh?
it has. I just wish I could take off tomorrow and just play this game nonstop. Luckily, though, it is a long weekend.
Yes, definitely. That is exciting. We had a big PlayStation showcase. Did you get a chance to watch that?
It was garbage.
So I guess you watched it, huh?
Yeah, I did,
Okay, so
and it
should
wasn't
we
garbage.
should we start? I'll let you decide. What do we do? Should we start off with our rating now, or wait till afterwards for our rating?
We could rate it now, but I don't really care for rating these type of things.
What kind of a rating would you like to do? A 1 through 5 score, a 1 through 10, or a letter grade?
Uh, I can do a letter grade.
Okay.
I think it was a good B.
Oh wow. I would give this okay. If we were back in the like 360 days where we didn't really like look at rumors or news, and we didn't know like what studios like they owned, and we were kind of just like back where we would, oh, let's check an IGN every few days and see what's up. And then I would probably say this is a a B show, maybe a B minus show, but man, I rated it on my video I did a 6 out of 10. I was extremely disappointed with this showcase.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought
extremely
you would have been
disappointed.
higher.
Nope, I was extremely disappointed with it.
See, I went with a B because I was expecting more first party announcements.
Yeah, totally. So was I. I'm like, what the hell? Really
And
upsetting. And then like the stuff that was there, it was just like it was CGI.
yeah,
Like, come on. Like,
not enough gameplay.
right. It started off with that I can go back to it. What the hell was the game by Haven? Fair Games with a dollar sign at the end for the S. That
Oh, was
was
that the payday looking one where you go up
right.
where you're doing heists
Yeah,
against other people?
it's like I think somebody put. I heard somebody online say it was like the Antifa simulator or something like that. I got a
Yeah,
chuckle
that
out of
looked
that.
pretty bad.
It's hard for me to judge it because it's CGI, and it's a, it's like I don't, why even show that if you're not going to show any gameplay? And that's one of the new studios they bought. That's Jade Raymond, who did like Assassin's Creed and the first Watch Dogs, and then she went to like Google Stadia, never released a game because they thought you could make games in like a year or two, and we're like, okay, never mind. And then she started Haven Studios, and then PlayStation came in like a year later and bought the studio. So
Also, that is a first party game.
that is a first party game, but I mean, what is it supposed to be? Okay, great. It's a CGI trailer.
It
I don't know
it
what,
looks like it's going to be like that payday game we were discussing last week, mixed with a competitive.
Yeah, so like maybe like a competitive heist game, maybe something like that.
Yeah, they really could have shown more. Like, is it two teams dropped in at the same time, and the first team to get to the treasure or vault wins?
And that's where, I know a lot of people used to complain at E3 that they would have too many people talking, and then they went all these shows went to just trailers. Now this is where something where you probably needed someone from the studio to explain what the hell your game was if you're just going to show a CG trailer.
That and somebody needed to be there because I watched it, but I didn't watch it because it was on while I was working, so I just
Oh,
had
okay.
it on in the background. So I tried to catch as much as I could. I did stop for a minute when a certain video game popped up, and that's probably what made this a B for me is when we get to that game.
Okay.
But there's needed to be somebody out there that said only on PlayStation.
Well, it's a PlayStation
You
and
know,
PC game. It's PS5 PC.
yeah, but I like I said, I wasn't fully watching it, so I didn't get to read the text at the end of the
Right.
videos because I just would keep glancing over every now and then.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Somebody coming out and talking to me while I was watching it, because that's how most people do this stuff now. YouTube and podcasts in the background while you're doing something else. You don't pay a 100% attention to anything anymore.
Yeah.
So if somebody was there and they were like, this is what this game is, and it's coming to PlayStation on this date, and that might have gotten a little bit more hype behind it.
Fair
I don't
games.
know.
Yeah. I mean, I was when I saw that opened the show. I'm like, whoa, man. I don't know. That didn't seem like a good move from to me. I know. I mean, I knew that was like their new studio they bought, and I knew like who was behind it, and it looks like a Ubisoft game, and those are all like former Ubisoft people. It's in the studio's in Canada, so there's our Ubisoft game, and they
Oh
don't
yeah, eh?
yeah. So and it's and there's a lot big trend here with this first party games that they did show, which were all they were all like live service PvP games except for Spider-Man.
I would say this Sony was acting on Microsoft's level at
Oh, I
this
thought I
direct.
totally thought it was like the Xbox 2020 showcase where they had like they announced all of these games and they were almost all of them were just CG trailers.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh man, yeah,
and
it's super disappointing."
they promised gameplay next time, and they did show that, but they still haven't shown any real games.
Right. Up next, after that, we had Helldivers 2. I think me and you played the original Helldivers together at my house, I believe.
I loved Helldivers. I
That
bought
game's. Did
Helldivers.
you buy it? Okay,
I've
yeah,
been
that game
wanting.
was awesome. That game was awesome. My
I thought that they
cons.
were showing. I was like, oh, cool, that Starship Troopers game is coming from PC to PlayStation, and then I was
Oh
like, wait a
yeah,
minute, that's not arachnids,
yeah. Well,
because
because
it was
it was iso. Is that isometric or over the top? It's isometric, right? The original.
yes, the original
W-
Helldivers is isometric.
That's
So
that's where I'm a little concerned about this is because I
it
don't.
looks a little generic to me, but I liked Helldivers so much I'm willing to give it a shot.
Totally. I'm not concerned about me. I'm concerned about Helldivers. That one was a smaller budget game, and this looks like it's a bigger budget game. But is it going to get?
Still looks smaller budget though to me.
It's a
Like bigger
it's a
budget but still smaller.
right, right. But is it going to get that bump in sales to where, you know, I don't know. It's maybe they it would be
Maybe if
better.
Sony promotes it this time.
But yeah, that's where I just hope that it's because like I feel like those a game like that when you switch to that kind of like a third person style or whatever is like a dime a dozen now. Like these cooperative PvE games, I mean, there's a new one of those every month on Game Pass. I feel like
Yeah, but
they're usually first
I don't
person
know.
shooters, but like they had that Rainbow Six one, Back for Blood. What else would we have? I know there's more that you could even throw like that gnome game in there, or whatever like that. Those games don't set the world on fire.
You talk about Deep Rock Galactic?
Yeah, it's something similar, kind of.
That game is awesome.
I know, but I'm just saying they don't set that one might have probably sold the best out of all of them. But like Back for Blood didn't do that well. That Tom Clancy's ones tanked. There's a couple more recently here. I feel like that were just released. That were like those 4-player
I forgot
PvE
about that
games.
Tom Clancy.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Extraction, Siege Extraction, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
You
yeah,
know what though? If
like
they keep the mission structure like they did in the first game, where it evolves and you do multiple things, and
right,
it's not just a horde mission where you got to go here. Well, of course, there's going to be go here, stand here, and defend this while it
right.
unpacks. But there was multiple variations to things in the first game that made it so cool.
But I think one of the things that made it cool was like when you called the abilities. How I remember you had to like put like a button combo in, and then you could drop like the turrets or whatever on your buddy and kill him and stuff like that. So hopefully, that kind of stuff is still in this being like third person.
I hope it is. They did show something like that, but not it actually falling on the person in the video.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, see,
I was
I'm
kind
excited for
of
it though. I'm
not
excited.
into it because when I thought it was Starship Troopers, because that video was so Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
The guy
100%.
sitting there talking like, "What can you do for democracy?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, this game looked neat on PC, but I'm still not sold on it." But it's only like that. Starship Troopers game's only like $25 on PC. So if even that came to consoles, it might be kind of cool and might sell kind of well because that looks like it's just one of those horde shooters. But I got more into it when I saw it was Helldivers.
Now, are you excited for Helldivers 2 if it's $70?
Hell no.
Okay, see that's where we take the jump in production quality. It's not going to be the same price as Helldivers was at launch. I'm sure Helldivers wasn't a $60 game at launch. It was probably like a $30-$40 max at
No, but
launch.
what they show doesn't look like it's worth $70 though either. If this game comes out and it's somewhere between $30 and $40, that's a good deal.
Sony's publishing this game. I will leave that with you. So I don't
They're
think it's going to be
morons if they
$30.
charge $70 for it.
I bet you
It
this
doesn't
it
look like a $70 game.
we don't. Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen, we don't know. I wouldn't bet this game would be any less than 50 probably.
Uh, they'll have a sale for me if it's around 40.
Okay.
Anything more than that, I'll wait for a sale.
Yeah. See, so I don't know. And no date on it. 2023 we got. That's it. That's another bugaboo about this show that I really didn't appreciate. Then after that we had Immortals of Aveum.
Oh, screw that
It was
game.
an EA game. I kind of just tuned out.
I did too. I've seen previews for that game already, and the game looks bad.
Are you a Ghost Runner fan?
I am not, but I own it.
So I think I
I
do.
can't say
I feel like that
whether.
was a PS Plus game. Maybe I think I own it as well, the original. It's like a
Yeah, I
it's
got it
like
in a
a
humble
it's a
bundle.
7 Metacritic game, something like that. I really haven't. It looks neat. I just haven't like. There's never been a time where I was like, I'm gonna go play this Ghost Runner game. But like what they showed looks
Exactly.
neat, but it's not like something that was like, oh my god, I gotta go play it. This Phantom
It,
Blade Zero game looked pretty good.
yeah, that did, and I hope it controls well because I was watching. That's the one with the combat that looked like it was straight out of a John Wick movie, right? Where
That
the guy was like kicking guys and
was
sword slashing and
okay. Yeah, I mean, it was the one that looked kind of like a generic Souls game.
generic Souls game, but the action kind of remind me of like fast paced like John Wick, where you're like it looked like they were hitting the enemies and they were responding in a way and you were blocking and hitting at the same time. It just looked like a multi-level combat was going on within such a small space. Not really dodging or anything like that. It didn't look like a lot of parrying maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. That kind of made me worry about how it's going to control, but it looked interesting.
it looked interesting. I've yet to really get into any of these like off-brand Souls games, so
You haven't
I
even
don't.
played
I don't.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I haven't played Elden Ring. That's the
We
only like Souls game I haven't played is Elden Ring. Uh,
should tie you up like in Game of Thrones and walk you down the street going, shame,
I know.
shame.
I should just stop playing Tears of the Kingdom and go play Elden Ring.
Hell no. Go play Elden Ring until you beat Tears of the Kingdom.
uh, anything else on these two? Phantom Blade and Ghost Runner.
No, Ghost Runner, it made me want to install my version of Ghost Runner and check it out, but I
You're not gonna do it anytime
haven't
soon.
done
Yeah.
not anytime soon. It
Yeah.
did look cool though. The motorcycle looked really cool. Those segments looked awesome.
Right. That like the Ghost Runner series is a game like yeah I'd like to play this but like am I ever going to ever gonna get to it? I still have like Mass Effect Legacy Collection on from PS Plus that like that would probably rank higher for me to go back and play that than Ghost Runner.
Yeah, when I played that on PC, that was like 140 hours for me, so that takes some time to go through that entire thing.
Right, and that Mass Effect Legacy Collection is way down on the list of like in my backlog of stuff. So like Ghost Runner is like, yeah, it's not even in there. There was a bunch of indie stuff. The only one really that like stood out to me was the Sword of the Sea, and that was like the people who made Journey. That looks pretty neat.
That's the only one, dude. You should look into Teardown. I
Oh
haven't
no!
bought
Oh yep.
Teardown yet, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Teardown is that was just on the screen playing. Yes. Teardown looks freaking awesome.
it's been on my wish list on PC forever, and I haven't pulled the trigger. And that video just made me want to buy it even more.
100%. Yeah. I was like, oh wow. Like my kid's gonna love that game when that comes out. Yep. That was definitely like that was the highlight of the like the indie show. Then sort of the sea, I think, basically. Oh yeah, it's this year, but they didn't give a concrete release date. Just this year. Let's see what else. Talos Principle 2. That's a game that you probably like, right?
I've never even played the first one.
Okay.
Wasn't that the first one like a PS Plus game at some point, though?
I have no clue. Neva. We're in the Devolver section. Neva was like the wolf dog with the trees and the birds were dying and falling out.
Was that the one that was made by the same
Greece,
company
Chris.
that did Gris? Gris was
Yeah.
cool, so that game looks cool to me. Gris was rather cool.
And we got another game from your favorite publisher, Square Enix, Foam Stars, this Splatoon knockoff.
A 100% Splatoon knockoff. I just shrugged and rolled my eyes when I saw that
Totally, yeah.
ridiculous cash in.
Oh,
But it is Splatoon on a non-Nintendo system, so
right. I don't know if that's going to sell. We'll see.
well, it is also Square Enix, and they
Right. They're bad at games as a
stab
service.
themselves in their foot all the time.
Yeah. That's like a one where it's like, give me a demo and let me see how it plays. Because Splatoon really, it's like, you ever seen the Seinfeld where there's two different Georges and he's like, I already have a George. It's like, I already have a Splatoon. I don't know. So
Yeah, but for your PlayStation viewers who just have PlayStation, that might be good.
it might be, but they probably aren't interested in it. There's a game here that they probably are interested in it, and that is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Oh, not this force building one
The forest building one?
where you bring back the wildlife.
Oh, are you talking about the beginning of the trailer? Yeah, I'm like, what is this? I thought it was, I'm like, are they porting Grounded to PlayStation 5?
Oh, Grounded is so good though.
Did you, so it looks like I saw some of the screenshots online, and it looks like it's just basically a graphic overhaul. That's it. It looks almost identical from the screenshots. Like the graphics obviously look better, but it looks like it's 1-to-1 with just graphic overhaul.
Which game are we discussing now?
Metal Gear Solid 3, not Grounded.
Okay, can we go back and talk about Grounded?
No, we're not.
Did they even say who's doing the overhaul?
Develop. It was something funny. Developer. That it was something called like just a developer. I think it was something like that. Development team was on their development
Yeah,
team. That's who was doing it. They didn't even announce it. Supposedly it's Virtuous, who does PC ports. That's the rumor. But on their website it just said from development team.
and it didn't say strictly on PlayStation at the end, did it?
No, it's
I
it,
tried to
it's
catch
on
that, but
Xbox too.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I'm
have
not going to get my
if
hopes
it's
up for
not
it.
if it's something by Konami, I'm like, I don't know. And there's another
Yeah,
one.
I
CG trailer only. We got no gameplay, no release date. Just slightly annoying.
yeah, people are getting hyped up for that. That's
Yeah.
you shouldn't be.
I'm honestly probably right now more hyped for the legacy games because I know those are coming this year.
I was just about to say that has my interest far more than that remake does right now because re-release those in an HD. You don't even have to upscale anything like that. Just make them available on modern systems.
Yeah,
Be awesome. Because
totally.
I have the 360 collection, but that doesn't include Metal Gear Solid 1.
No.
It's just 2 and 3, and then I have Peace Walker.
Okay. And it looks like it said volume 1, so like I'm assuming there's going to be a volume 2. But that
Hopefully, Volume 2 has Metal Gear Solid 4 on it, because that game's
hopefully.
impossible to play now, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully. I don't think that they're going to go back and read. That's probably going to take a lot of work to get off of that PlayStation 3 architecture. So I wouldn't doubt it if Volume 2 was like the Peace Walker and the two Acid games on PSP, probably.
That would be cool. I would definitely enjoy a Volume 2. You know who's making this possible is freaking Capcom.
Oh,
Making
because they're knocking it out of the park with all the remakes.
with all their not just their remakes, but their re-releases. You know, you
Oh
got that
yeah.
the Mega Man Battle card. What the hell is that series called? They just
Battle
released it.
Network.
Yeah, Battle Network.
Yeah.
And then you have all the Mega Mans available on everything in those collections. And I have to think that they're selling fairly well doing all that stuff.
Yeah, probably.
And it's got to be easy money for Konami just to say, yeah, go ahead, release them in a pack. And why not? I mean, we don't have easy access to that stuff right now.
No, we don't. If you're on PlayStation, there's no access to any of those games. I think maybe streaming. but
Yeah, I
I
would
want
not
to.
want to stream a Metal Gear Solid
Right,
game.
I don't want to stream any games, so uh, yeah, I'm excited for those. If they don't have trophy support, I'm not fucking buying them.
It's got to have trophy support, and I want to know the price. I don't want to be overcharged for those games. If it comes out and it's like $40 again, I think that'll be a good deal.
Yeah, I could do 40 and get you 40 with those. Yeah, I think that might be the most I'm willing to go for those three though.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
just a minimalist of HD features added to it.
yeah,
Just so that way it gets rid of the. Oh wait, which Metal Gear Solid version is it going to be? The GameCube Metal
no,
Gear Solid?
no, I think it's just the original with the VR missions, the PlayStation One version.
Oh man, is it going to look like PlayStation graphics then? Huh.
Probably, yeah. I don't know if Nintendo might have the own the rights for that version. Probably, so it's never appeared anywhere else.
It wasn't made by Konami. Who made that? It was made by somebody
I
else.
don't know.
I saw a video on it not too long ago, and now I can't remember.
Hmm. They showed a trailer again for Final Fantasy 16, and we just had like previews go up like 2 days before Final Fantasy 16. I feel like we've seen too much of that. Stop showing it. It looks amazing. I'm gonna
I
play it. I don't need
stopped
to see it
looking
again.
when that came on.
It's like, come on, that's annoying. Then they showed a trailer for Street Fighter 6 that comes out next Friday. It's like, okay, come on, this game's gonna be great. It's awesome. We don't need to see that. That's a waste of time. And then for the trifecta waste of time, I'm just skipping ahead. But since I'm on a roll here, they showed a movie trailer for the Gran Turismo movie.
I have no interest in that.
That made me upset.
Oh, it was who I thought it was. It was Silicon Knights did that Metal Gear Twin Snakes on GameCube.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so yeah, we may never see that version,
No,
depending upon who owns the rights to that,
yeah,
because
it's probably tied up somewhere.
Silicon Knights is just sucks
You know,
what they did, what they went through, all of that.
so this might tell you how I feel about this showcase. This is the game that's on screen right now was one of the highlights of the show for me.
Assassin's Creed?
Yes.
Are you serious? That game looked freaking
I
terrible.
think it looks awesome.
It looks so bad. It looks like they're going back to the
Yes.
original.
Yes. Supposedly it's not like a bloated freaking 120-hour game. Supposedly it's like a 30-hour game roughly, and they kind of went. This one's kind of a throwback. It looks like a throwback. There's actually stealth in it.
It looks like Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
And I could have a lot of fun with Assassin's Creed 2, but it looks like Assassin's Creed 2, and I've already played and beaten Assassin's Creed 2, so
Assassin's Creed 2 is
I
great.
don't
It's
know.
a great game.
It is.
It's a great
It
game.
really is.
It's a stealth
And
game. It's a stealth game. It's not a freaking like Western RPG or whatever like action RPG like these new ones are. Let's go.
this just tells me that Ubisoft is scrambling to make money
Oh,
somehow.
of course they are. Yeah, because all their live service games are failing, really. So, let's see. Let's go to the next one. If we did, Alan Wake.
You still
2.
haven't. Okay, I'm slightly worried about that game
Yeah.
because they showed gameplay. And the only reason I'm worried is they did not show you playing as Alan Wake.
I was like, dude, who thought that was going to be a good idea? Who thought that would be a good idea?
That you could still play as Alan Wake. They
Right.
didn't show us the entire game.
Right.
It could just open up and you're playing as that FBI agent.
Right. But come on, who thought that would be a good idea? That was the first thing I thought. I was like, we're playing an Alan Wake game to play as Alan Wake.
With his internal monologue and narrating of everything.
Right. I like how the owner of the studio, Sam Lake, put himself in the game again. He likes to put himself in the games.
It wouldn't be one of their games if he didn't.
No, because he was the original Max Payne, I believe.
Was that him?
Yeah, his face at
I think it
least.
was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy kind of got me excited to play the first Alan Wake. I kind of want to
Did
go.
you buy that remaster on
I
PS4?
I didn't know. I think I might if it goes on sale next. I might have to get it.
Been going on sale for dirt cheap. That's a good game to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, I beat it. I beat the hell out of that game on 360 plus the DLC, the American Nightmare Wasteland DLC. It was really
And
good.
yet you didn't like Control?
No, I don't know why. I just maybe I might have played it at a bad time. I don't know.
You should give it another shot. Play it a little longer. Once you start getting the abilities and stuff.
I got a cup. I don't remember what. I think I got to the shotgun. Maybe I don't remember, but I probably should.
Plus, it's one of the few games that actually has ray tracing on the PS5.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's at 60 though.
No,
Okay.
no game with ray tracing on
Right.
either Xbox or PS5 would ever be 60 frames.
Right. Do you want to talk about the stars of the show real quick?
This gotcha game?
No, that would be our Lords and Savior Capcom.
Hell yeah. I stopped what I was doing
Yeah.
when that came on.
So I thought
At the
I thought it was
moment,
Monster Hunter at first.
no,
Because
man, I
I've
knew
never played. I've never
instantly.
played the first Dragon's Dogma, but I'm like, oh,
You
this looks,
haven't?
no.
Oh, that's another game that goes dirt cheap you got to pick up, man.
But
Dragon's Dogma is awesome.
I'm for sure. I'm like, this looks really good. I'm like, it's Capcom. They haven't done me wrong lately, so I might as well scoop it up.
Extreme dark fantasy action RPG.
That's what that is.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that
Dragon's
was-
Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that looks good. I did. Let's go back here and see. Was that dated? Did they give it a year? I know there was no release
I
date.
think it said 24, didn't it?
Okay, it doesn't say in the outline here, so it would probably say 23. Yeah, I'm sure it probably is next year.
As long as it's the beginning of next year, it gives me something to look forward to.
Right. At least they showed gameplay.
Yeah. Well, they had to, because they got to show fans that it is the game that they want.
For VR, there was a few VR games. What is the freaking the zombie game? I forget what it is. It's the sequel.
Oh,
to
Arizona Sunshine
Arizona
2.
Sunshine 2. Yes, thank you.
I thought that would be right up your alley.
I played the first one on PSVR 1, and while I thought it was pretty good, I think it was just the controls for PSVR 1 kind of made it less fun. I think it would be kind of hard to go back to now because I don't think it's a free movement game. I think it's like a point and like you zap to the position game, so that's kind of like antiquated now. But yeah, this one's kind of up my alley. I will definitely possibly check it out. Beat Saber again is free. It's free for owners. I own it, so I got to download that.
I saw that and I was like, oh man, I got to get a PSVR 2.
That's a really good game. That is an excellent VR game. And then
It's the main reason I want VR.
and then of course, you know, the granddaddy of them all, Resident Evil 4 VR. But we already knew about it. At least they showed it. It looks like it's gonna be the full game. Hopefully, no release date. Would have been nice to get a year. If they would have said 2023, that would have been nice. So maybe it's next year.
Yeah, that did look good.
Yes. Not a lot for PlayStation VR 2 in there. There was another first-person game that looked pretty good, but no Half-Life Alyx. I don't think at this point. I think it's safe to say the dream is dead.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Valve does do strange things, but they really did.
They don't need the money, so like, unless PlayStation's gonna be like, well, just pay to port this over, you know.
They don't, but do they have that kind of relationship with Sony? They have a relationship, or had, I don't know if they still do, with Microsoft.
Yeah, I really
Right.
don't know. I mean, well,
And
PlayStation
plus-
puts games on Steam, and they've got their own like Steam store or whatever. But I don't know. That doesn't really mean much, I guess.
And they did build that Half-Life Alyx to showcase their VR headset, the Vive,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah,
They
so
cost a
I don't
thousand
know.
bucks. I want one. I don't have the room for one because you got to put sensors up around your room for it,
Yeah,
and it's a total free walking within the area you designate
I don't.
unit.
I don't think like Half Life would be like a game changer. Anyways, Half Life is a boomer game. Like nobody freaking under
You are
un,
insane.
nobody under 30 knows what Half Life is.
You are insane. That game is highly touted as a VR game.
Yeah, but I don't think any
It's like
by
a
old people. I don't think any like the young kids know what Half Life even is anymore. Half
well,
Life is a
I
very
would
old
say
game.
shame on them. Have you ever played Half-Life
Yeah, I've played it on console.
1 and 2 or just 2?
I think I played one. Wasn't the original one was on the original Xbox? No,
It was on there and I think it was on PlayStation 2.
and then yeah, I played Half Life 2 in the orange box.
That was a good deal.
Yeah,
That orange box was awesome.
yeah. All right, next we
Well,
have Bungie with
boo.
Marathon. One of
I have no interest
their
in it.
one of their old games before it was a Mac game.
It's not even that game.
Well, it's that game in name, but it's not that game. So I guess this is like what do you call it, a PvPvE extraction shooter? That's like supposedly like Tarkov maybe is what people have said.
Tarkov always looked kind of interesting, but I still cannot get into those kind of games.
And once again, it's a another CG trailer, which we love
Yep.
those. So another, I mean, might as well be a new IP right now. That's another PlayStation Studios, basically. Concord is by the studio that they just bought, Firewalk.
There's not much on that except I did see that it's going to be like a multiplayer space
Yeah, with
combat
guns.
kind of game.
Yeah, so I guess that's a PvP game, and it was a really bad trailer that didn't tell you anything about the game except for maybe it's you're in a spaceship and there's guns.
Yeah,
So that was
would have
disappointing.
let down.
Yeah. Okay, then we have the Gran Turismo movie, which if you're a PlayStation fan, you should be pissed off about this. If you're not, I've
Why would
seen
you be
so many of
pissed
these
off?
people that were TV. All of a sudden now this is okay. It's kind of I don't know. All the people who took a dump on the Mike whole Xbox TV thing are now like, oh hey, of course, Gran Turismo movie in the PlayStation Showcase. It's like, come on, man. Nobody wants to see this Gran Turismo movie trailer in this PlayStation Showcase.
I I can't believe there's interest in a movie like that at all. Like, what is? I haven't watched anything. I have no interest in it. I have no idea what it's going to be
So it's
about.
about like some kid who wants to become a racer, and he's actually playing Gran Turismo. He goes to the Gran Turismo school, and this teacher is he's trying to get he's trying to get them to be actual race car drivers or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah, no interest in it.
right, yeah, of course. So and then we hit our hardware showcase, the PlayStation earbuds.
Okay, those look kind of neat. I'm not gonna lie. For earbuds, I would need to see reviews on them and how they perform. But I like the look of them.
Yeah, I mean, I have like the wireless Bluetooth headsets, and I have AirPods, so like I have no use for those. Like, are they gonna connect only to PlayStation or what?
Well, they did say they connect to your phone,
Oh, did they?
so
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. And then the Project Q, it's real.
that looks
I
ridiculous.
know.
It looks like I would snap it in my hands.
Yep, it totally does. That thing doesn't look like it's gonna last one drop if you drop it.
Not at all. Looks like you get angry at a game and you could just bend the thing in half.
And supposedly it's only in-home remote play.
Yeah, I mean, depending upon the price, I still might want to try one just because of the remote play possibilities of being able to play something in the bedroom
Right.
with the gigantic PS5 in the living room.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is for such a small niche of people. Like, it's a niche of a niche.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't know who. Like, honestly, if this thing is more than 150 bucks, like, no thanks.
Even 150 might be a little too high for me.
Oh yeah, totally. I don't think I would get it, but uh, I
And we need stats. What kind of screen does it
it's
have?
got an 8-inch LCD.
What kind of resolution are we gonna get?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I mean, did you just say LCD?
Yes.
Oh man,
Well, I mean, they've got to make it cheap.
I'm starting to think.
So
Yeah,
like, yeah,
$120 is the max I would be willing to
right.
spend on that.
Because anymore, and you're getting to where it's like, all right, because they're like, well, if someone wants to use a TV, it's like any more than 150 bucks, you can just buy that person a TV, and then you can just tell them fuck off and play your PlayStation on TV.
Right.
So yeah, that was dumb. I'm like, that thing's just, I don't know. I guess we'll hear more about that later in the year. And then Spider-Man 2, we had a long trailer.
That okay. It looks good, but I'm also kind of worried a little bit, maybe.
Okay, tell me.
It looks like you are going to be bouncing back and forth between characters.
Probably.
And I don't know. I just want to play as the Spider-Man I know.
Okay.
I want to play as the Boomer Spider-Man.
You racist.
I don't know none of these new Spider-Man characters.
uh,
Even though the villain, he's pretty neat, and I do know him from my comic book reading days. So that did have me interested.
See, I was worried, like, because Miles Morales, I think, is a better game than the first Spider-Man, and Miles has some really awesome powers that kind of like are much better than Spider-Man's powers in the 2017 game. But then you see this, and I'm like, oh, he's got some pretty cool symbiote powers there.
I did not play the new one, so
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
don't
really
know.
good. It's a better game than the first one. It's much more streamlined. They take a lot of the filler out. Its animations are better. It's better looking, obviously. Yeah, it's good.
It's also a
Very
lot
good.
shorter, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I beat it twice to get the platinum because one of the trophies glitched on me. So I'm like, oh, I'll just beat it again. And I think I probably platinumed it in like 14 hours, probably.
Yeah, I do want to get that one on Steam.
Yeah, it's a good
Problem
one.
is it's a good one, so it doesn't go on sale.
Yeah. It is a really good one. I think they showed too much. I would have rather them not show like that he's got the symbiote suit, which I'm sure you could probably just guess that he has it, but I was
Wasn't
already in.
there a teaser for it at the end of the first one, though?
No, that was just Venom.
Oh, so are they completely bypassing Venom?
No, he's gonna be in there, I would imagine. This is probably like the first act that is Craven, and then the second act is probably like Venom, more than likely. Because they did that like in the first game, all the trailers they showed a lot of Mister Negative, and he was basically just like the first villain, kind of basically for the first act of the game, and then they had the Sinister Six.
Oh man, I need to beat Zelda so I could play the Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
I've had it installed forever now.
I was just very sour about at this time of the show, so I was like, yeah, whatever.
I was expecting them to show Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, Spider Man's a known quantity, so it's not like I can't really give them points for this. Really, it's like we knew about it. They didn't even date that either. It just said fall 2023.
There was a lot of good gameplay though, so
There
you know
was.
it's not going to get pushed back.
Yeah. It's almost like if Xbox in their showcase, Starfield comes out and it looks good. It's like, all right, well, I knew about this, so I'm not going to give you a ton of points, except for maybe that Starfield is a new IP, so it would get like more points in that department, I guess. But yeah, we were missing like the first party games, other than Spider-Man, were all CG, and they were all multiplayer live service games that were just CG that we had like no idea like well, okay I can't say this looks cool because I don't know what the hell you want me to do with this.
Oh, yeah, right. I agree with you.
There's too much CG in the whole show. There was too much CG. Not enough release dates. I don't think we got really release dates for almost only a few games, handful of games. So like, what's 2024? What's in 2024? Where was Ben's studio the Days Gone creators? Where was their game at? Where was Last of Us Factions? Like that was supposed to be. Neil Druckmann said that they were going to show that this year. We haven't seen that. Why was that not here? Where was Wolverine?
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. I mean, the Twisted Metal is rumored to be in development. Where is that at? The show's coming the end of this year. What's going on with that? So it was just a letdown.
That's another show I have no interest in.
Yeah, it was just a letdown. I'm like, dude, where is all this other stuff? You guys are letting, yeah, too much CG, not enough release dates. Like I said, if this was we were back in the day where we didn't really know all of the stuff that's in development or the rumors and stuff, I would probably give it like a solid 8. But yeah, I was just expecting a lot more.
All right, you got me changing my vote to like a B minus now.
And then like the Gran Turismo movie trailer, I'm like, no, I'm not accepting PlayStation fans accepting that's it's good now. Now movies and TV show trailers are good in video game showcases.
Yeah, but sure seems like they didn't learn from Microsoft.
No, I mean, there was a lot of backlash against this showcase. Like all the PlayStation fans I saw on Twitter were not happy at all.
Even though I actually did like that one game that they put out, the Quantum Break. I think I'm in the minority on that one.
Oh, the one by Remedy.
Yeah, it was by Remedy, and they
Yeah.
were supposed to make a TV show to go along with it, but
Oh
that
yeah,
never
that's right. Yeah,
happened.
because there's TV
It
stuff
actually
on
had
there.
it had live action episodes in the game.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's and then I hear people on Twitter like, oh, maybe they're gonna have another showcase later on in the year, or maybe they're saving stuff for Summer Games Fest. It's like, why? This is their PlayStation showcase. You should have your best stuff there. Like something like Bungie, because they showed Destiny 2 and that marathon game. That's gonna be it's multi-platform. Like I would give that to Summer Games Fest if that's what the plan is. But like I'm not gonna go after the showcase. I was disappointed and be like, ooh, well maybe they're saving it for something else. Like no, like just show the good stuff here.
Yeah, and I'm worried that we've actually already had a really good year so far between Resident Evil and Zelda, but I'm worried that Microsoft's going to be the same way and not going to show anything to hype anybody up. I feel like, other than what we already have, this might turn out to be a disappointing year because I'm still concerned about Starfield.
Yeah, not that like and I feel like you can't have criticism. There's no nuance still to this. Like you can't have criticism, but also be like, there's plenty of games to play this year. There's plenty of awesome games we've already played, and there's plenty of awesome games like already throughout the year. Like I don't even need
Oh,
any
not
more
to
games,
mention
whatever. But
the indie games that are coming out constantly. Like
yeah,
I actually got scammed over the weekend because I tried to buy uh, a PC key for Dredge for super cheap, and I actually wound up buying some foreign country account with the game on it, and I'm like, I don't want this account. This is like money laundering.
oh
I don't want
yeah,
anything to do with this. And it was only like $15, but still, I got scammed out of $15 because I can't refund it because I did take a look at the
uh,
account. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this.
oh man,
Dredge looks awesome. That's an indie game that looks like, and it came out this year. There's tons of indie games. There's a ton of stuff to play. I just want the big quadruple A bangers. I want to see those. I want to see
right, and that's what
stuff.
we always at least I always grade these showcases on are like, what are the big games? Like yeah, there was a ton of games at that showcase. Like Xbox always has like we've got 30, 40, 50, 60 games at the showcase, but I always grade it on what are the big ones that they've shown. Did they show gameplay? There's rules, and now everybody's like, "Oh, well, there was tons of games here." It's like, "Oh, whoa, 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 hold on, you did. That's not how you were grading shows before this. It was about like the new big games that they showed, and yeah,
Right. At some point, they determine that more is better
yeah." So
when I don't think it actually is.
no, I think
I
this
want to
leaves the
see.
door wide open for Xbox to have a way better show.
I think so too, especially if they bring stuff that they haven't been showing, like Fable and Hellblade.
Contrabands, yeah, yep, Hellblade, Fable, Avowed. So yeah, I think that this leaves the door wide open for them. I'm just like starting to worry, like, okay, we haven't seen all these games. Like, we're getting to a point where like the AAA game development is like getting way too. These games are taking way too long to make. We just need to dial this stuff back a little bit. So like, we don't want games taking 6 years to make.
Right. Also, I have another problem with the way a lot of these game shows are going, and that's just with the games in general, because a lot of these games just look like they're copy and pasted from each other because they're all on the same damn game engines now. They're all Unreal
They're all like
5.
semi Fortnite clones, kind of.
Yeah, they're either clones of Fortnite or they're all in the Unreal Engine, so they all look the same.
Yeah,
I'm willing to bet if you compared a lot of them together, you'll be like, oh yeah, that tree is the same as that tree in that game because they just buy assets now, and then things aren't looking original anymore to me.
yeah,
And of course, that's big in the indie game scene because
right.
yeah, they have the Unreal Asset Store and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I like games like Hi-Fi that come out and they just stand out on their own.
yeah,
Zelda's that way. Zelda stands out on its own with its look.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They've got to figure something out to where they can get these games out, a 4, 5 years at the max. Like, and I know a lot of these games probably were still in during that COVID year. We're still in that lull where, games were announced and yeah, he took a year off basically from game development or whatever. But hopefully it we get here in the next couple of years, we get that year back where games aren't taking 5, 6, 7 years to make. I don't know. Don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
But yeah, that was my showcase. I was very upset, not very disappointed. Like I said, there's plenty of games to play this year. I could honestly not play any other games other than on my Switch and just play my backlog and still probably barely get through that this year. So it's not like there's a
Oh,
lack of games, but
I'm not hurting for games either. I've got thousands of games in my backlog.
yeah. Yeah, it was just the fact too that they haven't PlayStation hadn't gone had a showcase since September of 2021. So like honestly, if there was like, oh, we've got one every year and they just had one last year, and you know that they're gonna have one next year, then okay, not that big of a deal. But now, big kind of because now they have no competition, or you know, they're way out ahead again. I feel like they're kind of like, well, we just do, whatever.
It's history repeating itself.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about this live service push that they're making with a lot of these games. It's like I feel like they're almost kind of just throwing shit at a wall and see if it sticks. And it's like,
It's- Part of the reason Xbox is failing is because they went so hard into that, I think,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. Where it's like this has a battle pass and this has, live service. Oh, we got it's like, dude, you can only play so many of those games.
Remember Bleeding Edge?
Yeah, that was a disaster. Like, I put that out and they didn't even support it really.
No, they didn't, but they're still selling it.
Are they?
Yeah.
That game had it had some good gameplay.
I never played it,
Yeah, I played
but
it.
you know me, I'm not into multiplayer
Right.
shooters, so
And everybody wants to make these, and it's like, man, no, like you can only play so many of these games. It feels like every month there's a new one that's getting shut down. So
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I'm sure one of these live service games that they have will be for me. Like I'll probably be interested in it, but I don't really like playing with other people. So I mean, if they're all like, squad shooter games or whatever, like obviously if Twisted Metal does come out, I'm sure that might be the one for me, maybe. But I don't like to squad up. I like playing Fortnite by myself or with my kid. That's it, really.
Yeah, maybe it just comes with old age. I don't know. I prefer playing games by myself now too. I have a
Right,
few friends that I play some games with, and it's generally a good time, but that's always co-op. I never play anything competitive anymore.
right. The
Not
only thing I'll
since
play competitive is like Fortnite, really, where it's like, okay, it's a one versus or every man for themselves, really.
right. Not since Halo 3 have I been into a competitive game.
Yeah.
And I was so competitive in Halo 3, I have negative marks on my Xbox account because of it. Remember their old rating system?
Yeah.
I guess I was
Like
trash talking too hard.
that guy was a jerk.
Where that 6-year-old went and told his mommy I shot him in the back of the head or something.
I think I got so competitive in it was either Halo 3 or Halo Reach. And I think some kid I was yelling at this kid. He's like, "Come on, man, it's just a game." And I'm like, "Oh, it's not. No."
This is life or death.
Right. What are you talking about? I live for this shit, man. Uh yes, I don't know. Hopefully like they're not just gonna be all live service games. I know we're still gonna get single player games from them, but yeah. I was really hoping for like a GTA or I knew the odds of GTA 6 were low, but I was hoping for maybe like a freaking Red Dead remaster or something. But I even thought the third party games weren't as hot as I wanted them to be, really.
I thought Rockstar already went on record and said Red Dead will never,
I
a
was hoping
remaster will never happen.
they were lying.
And you know what? Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be so big that they'll be able to do their own event.
Oh, I know. They of course. Did you see like I think it was Take Two said that there was going to be mid gen refreshes. Did you see that?
You mean like system refreshes?
Yeah.
Like the pro versions of the systems?
Yes.
I believe it because it's way easier to do now since both these systems are they're nearly identical, right?
Yeah.
So the people programming games for both systems, yeah, it's more like PC gaming now than ever. So
Hmm.
yeah, I could see that happening. Would I buy one? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see what it would offer for me. I don't know. But that Q-Lite controller, I'm definitely getting that.
I you'll have to let me know how it is.
No, I'm not getting that. I might. Depends on what price it is.
Can I turn it on from my bedroom with just the controller?
Right. I've used like the remote play on my iPad with a Dual Shock upstairs in my bedroom, and it wasn't great.
Yeah, and I've had iffy connections with the Xbox version of that as well on my
The remote
PC
play or the
through.
cloud.
Well, I did the remote play way back when it first came out, and that was terrible. I did it on my phone,
Yeah.
but that could have been my Wi-Fi at the time or just my phone because I wasn't paying for better internet then. And then I did it on a landline on my PC playing the 360 games, and that worked okay. It worked far better than I expected, actually.
I can't wait to get on this podcast and talk about AC Mirage.
Didn't we already do that?
Oh, I can't wait till October. That was dated.
Oh,
That was dated October 12th.
you're gonna buy that right out the gate?
Oh, hell yeah.
You're gonna give Ubisoft money?
I mean, oh, yeah, you know what? That all depends on how desperate I am at the time. Because you know that game. I think AC holds its value a little more than the other ones. Not a lot, but it might be like $50 or $60 by the second week.
Yeah, I think they keep those up there in price longer, but I'm just so over the Ubisoft model. Did that Prince of Persia remake ever come out?
No, I think it was announced that it got rebooted. I feel like.
Because I was interested in that, and they never did that.
Yeah, I feel like it was announced that that got rebooted.
I don't know. Ubisoft's a bad company. EA's a bad company. Activision is a bad company. They're all
Yeah,
bad companies.
right. Except Capcom, they love us.
Yes, they know what's up.
I'll never speak bad words about Capcom.
Well, there was a time where you could have, and that was kind of around the Xbox 360.
Yeah, yeah, they were not doing well
What they
back
did
then.
that Bionic Commando, that game, which I do own. I own it on Xbox and on Steam, I believe.
Oh,
Have yet to play it. Did you ever play that one?
I have not. There's a
Your dead wife is your robotic arm.
really? Oh
Yeah.
God. There's a Crossfire Sierra Squad coming to PSVR 2. That's almost like a getting. That's almost like a negative for the system.
Isn't that the same game that
Smile
Xbox
Gates.
touted this the single player was
Yeah,
coming
and it was like one of the
and
worst games last year or the year before, whatever it was.
that game was done by Remedy and it's already shut down, I believe. I don't
It.
think you could buy the single player anymore.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's basically it for the showcase. So I got nothing else for me. What did you got? A recommends or anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, actually I do have a recommends.
Is
I might have recommended this one already. I don't remember.
it
Did I recommend
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom?
isn't that Unspoken?
Yeah, that's true.
Did I recommend Children of Morta yet?
I don't think you did. I feel like that's come up, but I don't think it was a recommends. It's a Diablo
Oh,
clone, right?
no, it's a roguelite.
Okay.
You go on runs, uh, and you make it as far as you can. You make as much money as you can, and then when you die or beat the boss, you go back to your home and you could level up your characters. It's really cool. It's a real solid game.
Okay. Cool.
Got a really good art style to it. I like the kind of 2D pixel. It's isometric,
It does
so
have a
maybe
good
that's where you
art.
got the.
Yeah, it does have a nice art style to it. I believe. I think I played it for a few minutes. I don't know what of these services I played it on, but
Yeah, it's really good, and I think I need to go back and beat it on Steam because I beat it on Xbox. I
okay.
like flew through the game. I liked it so much when it first came out.
All right, cool. Yeah, I have nothing to recommend because I just played Zelda this week. So,
And I am still playing it as the podcast is going.
oh man, lucky you. I got to man the ship here. So, yeah, that's a show for us this week. Make sure to check out my video with my review of the PlayStation Showcase. I think I'm gonna do a video talking about that Q Lite here in the next day or two. And yeah, if you're new here, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Have you streamed any of Tears of the Kingdom at all?
No, no,
Oh, you should
I
stream some of
haven't.
that.
I thought
I'd
about it.
like to.
Maybe, possibly this weekend I will. Yeah, I'll stream some Tears of the Kingdom this weekend.
All right, love to check it out because then I would be able to compare where I am to you by looking at your stream.
Okay, yeah. One of these days
I
this
can't do the
weekend.
same. I don't have a setup for that.
One of these days this weekend I'll stream it and I'll let you know. I'll put out a
Awesome.
community message.
Yeah, don't send me a Twitter. I don't tweet.
I don't see you, Twitter. I'll throw a brick through your window with a note on it saying that I'm going to stream Tears of the Kingdom today.
A drive-by rock through the window,
Yes. Yeah. Uh, all right,
and the notes written
everyone.
in crayon.
All right, everyone. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Thanks for watching.